Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, hope you all are good.
Good morning, sir.
So, last class, what we have discussed in the last class? What we have discussed in the
About ESM
Discuss about
queries,
the
Writing the queries,
like the field set that we
logical
need to look
operators
for
in ESM.
field set, right? I hope
devices like those
I
field
file
see
sets, and
content.
creating active channel.
active channel, right? So, you know, right? Active channel, what is the purpose of creating the active channel? Using the active channel. So, whatever logs are coming on the ESM, right? यहाँ देखो. Whatever logs are coming on the ESM, in order to search, we can write the query and search the logs, right? Now, I see that a lot of people are doing the practice. I see a lot of, lot of conversation on the group. But this is the first time that I'm saying that people are shutting down the servers. Because what happens is I have given the administrator access on the server. Because if I don't give the administrator access, you will not be able to take the remote access. So I think I'll have to create a customized policy. But I have never seen in any batches. This is the first time I'm seeing that both the servers are getting shut down. I explain on the video also that you don't have to log off. You don't have to log off from the server. Just disconnect from the remote session. Why you are going? Some people are going on log off and click on shutdown. That is the reason we have two servers, so that in case one is down, something happens. Now I'm seeing that first time that both the servers are getting shut down. Right? I don't know who is doing that. So if I do the if I find the same person is doing the shutdown again, I'll have to block your IP address and MAC ID. I'm telling you. Do not shut down the server. Just disconnect from the remote session. Once you log in, many of the disconnected session might be active. You can click on any of the session and take it up, right? No need to go and shut down and log off. No need to log off. Do not log off. If any open session is there, anybody can click on any of the open session and can take this up, no problem. But do not go on the shutdown button, right? It is impacting other people who are overnight. Some people are doing the practice and they are seeing that server is not even one server, both the servers are getting shut down, right? I don't know who is doing that, but if I check the audit talk, I will come to know. So make sure that you are not doing it. Okay, so it's impacting other people who are connecting, because once one server is down, there will be more load on another server, right? That time you might feel the slowness because everybody in the same server. So make sure that you are not doing the log off. Just disconnect the session once you are done. Okay, do not do the log off. I'll check the audit logs next time if I see who if somebody shut down the server. Okay,
सर
it's
गुड
not good.
मॉर्निंग सर
Yes.
सर ग्रुप पॉलिसी अप्लाई करके सर शटडाउन ऑप्शन हटा दी सबसे बेटर है अभी
हाँ, वो चेक करना पड़ेगा कैसे करना है. I did not check it. I was not well for not well for last 2 days. I could not check.
हाँ
So
यस सर
I have to
तो
check. I think it would be not. I have to go for no standard account. Then I have to give the remote access, because last time I had created a standard account and it was not giving access to remotely. So that's the reason I was giving the administrator account. So group policy, I think for group of people for particular account, uh, we'll have to check.
यूजर ग्रुप पॉलिसी यूजर अकाउंट में जाकर सर वो कर सकते हैं ऑप्शन
अच्छा,
सर
चलो.
एक
तो
बार
बेटर होगी
डिस्कनेक्ट करके बता दीजिए तो सबको क्लियर हो जाएगा.
हाँ, I also now you just disconnect. Just remote session you see on the top, right? You just have to disconnect. I will show you what you have to do. In that case, I'll have to give the non-administrator account and just give the remote access, but I'll have to explore on this. But in case, since I don't get, so after this training, I'll go home only. I'll not be sitting it here. So what I'm saying is, till now, do not shut down. Just disconnect. I will show you how you can disconnect it. Do not go for log off. Okay. So,
So
uh,
please remove it from the policy as well, because if somebody is by mistake and click on the log off button, then it will again shut down.
mm, sorry, I didn't get you. I did not get what you're saying.
Sir, please remove that policy as well, where remote people cannot shut down or do restart
That is
of the
what.
server.
For that, I have to
Yeah,
convert this account to the non-administrator account, right? And give the
yeah.
remote access. So that policy has to be added. But till now, because I will not be sitting on the computer for a couple of days, till now I don't recover. So till now, do not shut down. So what I was telling the active channel, right? For searching the logs using the active channel, you can write the query, right? So whatever logs you are looking for, you write the query, right? Query, we use operator, right? To bind the query, we use not and operator, not operator or operator. We bind the query. Once you write the query, we can see the logs on the console itself on the viewer panel, right? And we can also download the logs on the CSV format. Active channel, we can only download the logs on the CSV format only. Low format, PDF, HTML format, we cannot download. So what is the purpose of creating a channel, and what scenario we create the active channel, right? Ideally, creating the active channel be a daily task for many of, if you are there on the Swift, many times you will create the active channel to search the event. But what perspective, what is the purpose of creating it? Why you are creating it? Because you understand, right? Even though we have the logs coming from billions of coming on the SIM, and we don't have to log in on each and every device. Instead of that, we can log in on the SIM and search the logs in one place. But we know that we are getting billions of logs, monitoring billions of logs manually, which log is suspicious, which activity is not suspicious, very, very difficult. For that, we are writing correlation rule, right? The correlation rule means, for example, you have, I already given an example, if 100 login failure, for example, one of the scenario, in 1 minute, I should get an alert, right? Similarly, we'll ask our ESM to monitor on behalf of us, and we may have 30, 40, 50 correlation rule. In case those rule matches, it will trigger an alert, right? So those alert only you are monitoring. Instead of monitoring billions of logs manually, you're monitoring this correlation alert, right? Instead of that, you're monitoring those, alerts, right? That you're creating 30, 40, 50 alert that you're creating. So instead of monitoring billions of logs manually, you're monitoring these alerts. Yes or no? So what happens, for example, you have alert trigger, high number of Windows login failure, right? On which the alert condition you have given, if there are 100 login failure within 2 minutes from the same user, I should get an alert, right? For example, user Ravi, if there are 100 login failure happen, right? Within 2 minutes, alert will fire. Yes or no? The condition has been within 2 minutes. So as soon as once the first event come, login failure time starts. If within 2 minutes 100 login failure will happen, then only alert will trigger. If within 2 minutes 100 login failure did not come, time will reset. Alert, this condition will reset, and alert will not fire. Yes or no? So when alert trigger 100 login failure, then alert will fire. Once the match, alert will fire, right? So for example, just now alert has been fired. High number of Windows login failure from same username, right? You see the alert. So right now it has been fired for 100 login failure in 2 minutes, but there might be possible that this login failure activity for the user Ravi is going on since a long time, but that time it did not match 100 in 2 minutes. May possible that time 60, 70, 80, 20, whatever below 100 it will not fire, right? Whatever numbers, but below threshold that you have given, it will not fire. So once any alert will trigger, you have to check since how long this activity is happening, right? So you may have to, for example, the alert trigger high number of Windows login failure for user Ravi, right? Then you create the active channel for the user Ravi, Microsoft Windows login failure for user Ravi, and check for last 24 hours or 48 hours logs. Yes or no? Since how long and how many failed login happen in last 24 hours, 48 hours log for the user Ravi, right? Because until unless the complete matching of the role will not happen, role will not fire, alert will not fire, right? There might be scenario that number of matching event was less. That's the reason this alert did not fire before. Just now this alert has been fired for 100 login failure in 2 minutes. Get your point? 100 login failure in 2 minutes. So we have to ensure, we have to check the previous logs. There might be this activity is going on since a long time and alert did not fire. Get me? So whatever alert trigger, whatever scenario, right? We have to check the previous logs. So every investigation that you do, most of the investigation analysis, you create the channel and see the previous activities, historical activities, since how long this activity is happening. Because you see 100 login failure in 2 minutes, but when you created a active channel for 24 or 40 years, maybe 1,000 in 5,000 and 10,000 event. But rule trigger just now because 100 in 1 minute matches just now only. Get in mind? So whenever you do the investigation for any of the case, you have to create the active channel to see the number of matching events. Get in mind? Understand? The SOC primary work of the SOC is to monitor this channel, right? You will have 60, 70 correlation rules, right? Whenever any rule will match, it will trigger an alert. And these 60, 70 rules alert which are firing, that is what you are monitoring. Okay? One by one, you have to analyze and check whether it is true positive or false positive. True positive means alert is saying it's a high number of Windows login failure. It can be symptoms of brute force. So you investigated whether is it actually a brute force attempt. If yes, we call it true positive. If it is a valid condition, it's a it's not a suspicious, we call it false positive. Got it, mind? So whenever any alert will trigger, you have to check whether it is true positive or false positive, right? For example, the alert has been triggered that malware has been detected in the system. Malware has been detected, right? When you done the investigation, you found yes, it is actually machine is infected with malware. And alert is also saying that machine is infected with malware, and you also found after investigation, yes, machine is infected. So this particular alert will call as true positive. When the alert trigger, you investigated and you found that it is not a malware, it is not an infection, this alert will call as false positive. Get in mind? So whenever you alert, you investigate, it will be either true positive or false positive. True positive means it is actually malicious activity. What rule is saying, what alert is saying, you found the same, it will call as true positive. If what alert is showing you did not find the same, you find opposite, it's not a suspicious, we call as false positive, right? So any of the alert trigger, you investigate and check whether it's true positive or false positive. If it is true positive, you might have to take the action, or you might have to assign the case to the respective team for further action. That is called incident response. You respond to those incidents. You create the case on the email, you create the ticket as well, we'll cover it here, ticket as well, and assign the case with firewall team, network team, or server team, desktop team, depend on the type of the incident for further action. Got it, mind? That is called incident response. Got it, mind? If case is false positive, you close that case on the ESM itself. No need to create the case for that because it is not a suspicious activity. Got it, mind? So once the rule alert trigger here, you investigate further, analyze the alert and check whether it actually a true positive or false positive, right? So you might have to check the historical logs, last 24 hours, 48 hours logs, or last 7 days logs sometime, right? To check since how long this activity is going on, right? So in that case, you have to create the active channel. That's the reason most of the time, active channels are the temporary channel, right? For particular rule, you create an active channel, see the log, download the log, and you might delete later on because that is a unique kind of thing that you created for this particular alert. Get in mind? So daily activity, once you monitor alert, you create the active channel. Get in mind? And second, most of the time you create the active channel for investigation. So that you create the active channel, you can see the logs on the viewer panel itself. You can analyze it. Get in mind? And sometime if somebody requested some event, for example, firewall team is looking for two days, 3 days logs. Some other team requested for the log. That time also you can create the active channel. But active channel takes a lot of resources because while you create the active channel, first of all, it will show you the log in the viewer panel. Then you have to export the logs. Then again, it will export. It will take double time. So if anybody requests you the log, for example, because now once you integrate your end device with the SIM, right? So those like firewall, your database, your Linux device, not storing the logs locally. All the logs are being forwarded on your SIM. So these teams sometimes require the event for troubleshooting perspective or some audit perspective, right? So they might send the email to SOC team that we kindly export this particular device logs for 1 week, 2 weeks, like that, right? In that case, also you have the option to create active channel, but active channel will take more resources because first of all, it will retrieve the logs and show you the channel because you don't have to do the analysis for those logs, right? So that you don't want on the console. Otherwise, first of all, it will retrieve and show you the console, then you export it. It will take dual time, double time, and also showing the log on the active channel takes more time, more resources, right? So, but you can do that. Otherwise, you have the option of report. Report resource also you have. Just create the query, and query will run on the background. it will run the query on the background, so it will be faster compared to active channel. For that purpose, you have the report. Get it? When auditor will come sometime, they will ask firewall team request the logs, right? Various team. So instead of creative channel, you can use the report. You can create the report also. You can schedule the report for daily log analysis. If you want to do, you can schedule the report as well. So report also for long time, maybe 1 week, 2 weeks report you want, you can create a report in ESM itself. If log size are huge, right? If you create the report on the ESM, it will be slower. For that, you have logger. Got it? If the report size is big or long time report, if you're looking for logs, you're looking for, instead of creating it report on the ESM, you have the option on the logger, right? Better you create the report or search the log on the logger instead of ESM. Got it? ESM is mostly for real-time monitoring, right? So not for historical logs. Historical logs, if long time period log or size of the logs is a huge, better you create search on the logger. Logger provide a faster searching compared to ESM. Why? Because logger does not have any other work apart from searching and reporting. Logger does not have any other work. Get your point?
Sulabh ji,
Haan.
can any organization can go with only ESM, not logger?
Yes, small companies, right, who does not have much EPS, they can go logger connector and ESM model. They can increase the resource and keep the log on the ESM itself, right? Even of long time, because the number of users are less, number of EPS is less, so they can go with the connector and ESM model. Some company who do not require real-time monitoring, only need to keep the log for long time searching and reporting, they go for both connector and logger model as well.
So one of my friend, she was telling like they use external archival drive instead of logger.
They can use
They do have a
Elasticsearch.
ESM.
They can use, no, because both are separate component. Logger and ESM both are separate component. It's not mandatory to buy both. For enterprise architecture, you have logger, ESM, and connectors. Connectors are mandatory to collect the logs. So instead of logger, also they can use some third-party tools also, right? Like Elasticsearch, Kibana, some extra other tool also they can use, right? Look, both are separate. Separately you buy. It's not something that you buy ArcSight and you will get ESM and logger both. Both are separate license.
Sir,
Thank you.
sir, a small doubt. Sir, event and alert and incident, sir, difference.
What?
Sir, event alert and incident difference, sir. Event alert and incident difference.
Event, see, alert or incident, all are event only. Event means activities. Get it? Mean? Alert also event, incident also event, and event is also. Event is any activity. If it is recorded, we call as event, right? If any event is suspicious, looks suspicious, we call as incident or an alert, right? So either you call as alert. Alert means notification, right? Notification, right? So you can call as alert also, or you can call as incident, right? All incident or alert, all are event only. Event means any activity. Get it? Mind?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So, sir, how many days of logs can be stored in the ESM if someone is using an external archival drive?
It's not, there is no as such limitation that how long you want to keep. If you keep the log for a long time, you have to add the storage, right? 5 year, 10 year, 20 years also you can store, right? But bigger the storage, slower the query, because if you search the ball in big tank, or if you search any ball in a small bucket, right? So if balls are there in the bucket, a small bucket, search query will be the faster. If you are keeping in the big tank, search query will be the slower. So more the time you put, more the big the storage you have, slower will be the search.
So it doesn't depend on the GB storage. Like there are licensing GBs.
License only, license only how much you're collecting, right? Like your ArcSight license even per second, right? So how much event per second, that means per day you are receiving, based on that you have to pay the full license. How long you are receiving, it's your own requirement. Based on the storage, we are not charging, nobody is charging how long you want to store, right? How much data you are receiving, based on that they are charging. But how long you want to store, 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, is your own requirement. No separate charge for that.
Sir, I had one more doubt. So if we have installed the connector, so the logs, there are security logs and then there are system logs. So if someone in the organization is using a web console, for example, I had this tool called Zoho Desk. So it was a web console. So where are these logs stored? In the firewall logs, or it is in the it comes under the security logs?
Can you come again? Can you come again?
So if we are accessing the web consoles applications which are accessed through web, so where are those logs stored?
Means is separate application you're talking about or what?
No. So when we start, let's say there is a lab work, we are doing work from home and there's a laptop. So there is an application, Web Zoho Ticketing. So the clients used to generate tickets over there, but it was web-based. So where are those logs stored?
On Zoho application, these are application. So Zoho application activities happening in the application, right? You're doing through web browser, but activities happening after. See, web browser is just an interface. Whatever you're doing happening on the application. So application will record the activity which user has logged in, what activity you have done, right? If you want to monitor those activity, you have to integrate your application, Zoho application, with your SIM.
So that goes for all the web-based portals.
See, those are just interface. For example, you logged in on a firewall, right? Firewall console. 10 people having access to firewall console, right? So who is accessing what he's doing, that will record it as a firewall logs, right? If you integrate firewall, then all activity log will be recorded by the firewall event only. Get mind?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, you have to integrate that application with your SIM.
Okay, sir.
Sulabh sir, okay. If I have the application servers of IAS or Apache Tomcat, okay, somewhere around 100 or 200, okay, in that case, do we need to have a separate collector for this application servers?
Of course, because those are not out of the box applications, right? Those are customized applications. So I don't believe that any company will have 100, 200 applications, right?
Yes. Yeah, we do have somewhere around 394 applications. Okay, I work for an insurance-based company. We have somewhere around 394 applications. Okay. It's a combination of many things: Tomcat, WebLogic, WebSphere. In that case, how can we monitor it? Because
it will be a separate integration for all the applications. Separate integration. See, if your applications, for example, if applications are similar, means same application, same type of applications, right? The single connector you can integrate. But if application are entirely different, recording different log, different field set, different way of forwarding the logs, then of course you need different separate integration.
Either it should be customized one or it is provided by the ArcSight kind application.
See, you're saying that those are your in-house application, right? Your company application only. ArcSight may not aware what kind of fields are being, or any SIM will not be aware what kind of log they're generating and what fields they're recording, right? So in that case, you will not find any out of the connector, means smart connector you will not find. Only enterprise application, which are common application for many of the companies are installed, for example, Zoho application, right? Or Salesforce. These are the enterprise application. Many companies are using those. Connectors are available. Any customized application that your company create yours for their own use has to go with the custom connectors.
Thank you.
So it depends if you have similar applications, right? Similar way of just hold down. Similar way of generating the whole logs, right? Same fields that they're recording. Maybe even the name is different, right? But if same fields are being recorded, you understand, right? The concept should be clear. There are more different applications, but their way of recording the logs is same. Their way of forwarding the logs of same. The what field set they're recording is same, right? Then even those applications are different, we can go with the same connectors, right? You also seen a syslog connector also. Router record the activity in the same way. Your Cisco ASA firewall also send a syslog daemon connector. Linux also supports syslog daemon connector. Why? Because those are different applications, but generating the logs in same way forwarding and same logs they are capturing, right? Same field set there is. That's the reason same connector for multiple devices. Get your point, right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let me show my screen now.
सर वो स्मॉल डाउट सर
Yes.
सर अबे इंटीग्रेशन करते हैं ना वैसा चे इंटीग्रेशन करको 6 लाख डेमन कनेक्टर यूज करको लाइनस यूज करको वैसा करते हैं अभी न्यूज కోసం तो कनेक्टर सा इंटीग्रेशन करेगा तो सेम सिनेरियो यूज करेगा सर
I'm
हेलो
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question.
in case a new connector will be integrate same scenario use sir you telling about starting now 6 lakh demon connector and windows
No,
and
I was giving
integrate now
example. I was giving example that
Hmm.
we have talk about syslog daemon connector. Why? Because Cisco ASA also support syslog daemon. Router also syslog daemon. Linux also syslog daemon. Why? Because these devices generate the logs in the same format, same field. That's the reason connector also have the same field mapping. That's the reason same connector we can integrate multiple type of devices because they have same format. But similarly, example I have given for application also. Even applications name are different, right? But if their way of recording the logs, their field set, right, all are same. Then multiple applications also you can install with the same connector. Get I mean? Only different connector is required when your application or any device having the different field. Get your point? The funda of integrating means important is normalization, right? If you integrate same connector with different devices, but different device record the different field set, then normalization will not happen. Means mapping of the device specific field set with access different fields will not happen because different fields are mismatching. Get your point? Then if logs are not being normalized, no sense of getting the logs because those logs will not be searchable. In ArcSight, in SIM, you can only search the normalized logs. Get your point? You cannot see the search the raw logs. Got it? Rabbani, lot of noise from your background. Okay, let me share my screen. I hope you guys have explored,
Sir, what is CrowdStrike?
CrowdStrike is EDR tool actually, EDR XDR tool. It's the next generation nowadays being deployed in the SOC. Endpoint detection and response. It's an upgraded version of antivirus. Many of the activities can be automated, using, for example, if your machine to get infected, right? You've seen last time we have discussed that we have to isolate the machine, right? If you have the EDR tool, we can isolate from the tool itself. No need to ask desktop team or no need to ask network team to isolate the machine. You have the feature on the EDR itself. EDR selected machine and isolated from the network. Malware analysis also, sandboxing also available on the EDR tool. It's the endpoint detection and response. That means automated. It will detect and respond to the incident. In next generation,
Sir, logger required a separate license, right?
Logger and ESM both we discussed already, right? Separate license. Logger and ESM.
Yeah, because I think in Sim Expert Lab we have dual architect this system, right?
Right.
And if any chance of a violation of a license by too many EPS, so filtration should be applied on both of the logger as well as ESM, right?
Yes, of course, because it's a dual design architecture, right? So separate filtering setting for ESM or separate for logger. You want to drop up any logs, you can drop up for logger also. Separately, you have to apply. If you apply only for ESM, it will drop up only for the ESM.
Okay, sir.
Mind? So if you want to optimize or any device unnecessarily forwarding the logs, like we have taken SNMP login field for firewall last time, which violate the license. In that case, separately you have to apply the filtering. Okay.
Sulabh, I hope you will cover the EDR in this batch, right?
EDR is not a part of. I was thinking to cover as this one, but it's take time as well as license is also very costly. But if
I think you got the license, right?
It was very costly. I was thinking it may be cheaper, but it very costly license. So I have a separate trainer for that. because I don't have time because back to back. I got a separate trainer who teach this EDR. I was thinking to give some ad here, but license
Please
code.
give it to us, like, because most of
So
the companies are asking for EDR, XDR.
so I will give on the lesser cost for this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give on the lesser cost just for trainer and license cost. That's it. We are not going to earn anything from your batch. For outside people, we kept 12,000 for this batch only the first time. Next time onward it will be 18,000, 15 to 18,000. For your batch, we will give discount. So that means nominal cost.
Okay.
Sir, how many duration of EDR class?
It's 2 weeks. 2
Okay.
weeks class. On India, only we are the only one who got the license from training perspective. You will not find any training. And CrowdStrike is the leader in the market. Leader means first number in the EDR market. First it comes, and the CrowdStrike.
2 weeks weekend batch or continuously weekdays batch?
Weekdays.
Weekday batch. 1 hour a day.
To do 2 hours.
2 hours a day. Okay.
As of now, we have announced only one batch. So just wait for you. No need to go for now for you. First of all, you cover this training because that comes after the SOC. So हाँ screen share कर रहा हूँ.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, if we want to integrate more than one Unix or Linux device, then we have to install 2 daemon connectors.
Same connector. Just you have to configure the forwarding. That's it.
Sir, what about port number and IP address? We have to
Same port number because it is a receiving port number, right? You can configure daemon connector 514 UD, for example, right? All devices can you forwarded the same connector, same port number.
Sir, you said in one batch that you are going to start the EDR with the SOAR batch as well. So are you going to start a batch combined or will it be different batch for SOAR?
So I was thinking. So we were thinking to cover EDR and SOAR plus SOAR on batch. As of now, because EDR we are ready for the license, so separately. Anyways, we plan to keep 30,000 for EDR plus SOAR, right? So so now only EDR because we got the license. So we are waiting for the license for SOAR.
Sir, also do check out with the Sophos EDR and XDR because I have worked on Sophos EDR and XDR. So that is also cheap, but it's very effective. It's very good.
It's good. I see that it may be good, but we are mostly focusing on the tool which are being used in enterprise network more. CrowdStrike is the leader in the market, right? Majority of the company will see the CrowdStrike EDR. If we cover something else which does not have much deploy in the market, right? If you got the idea also, but you see any tool you work, it's almost same. Functioning is almost same. That's the name is EDR or XDR, right? But
right.
Since we are putting our effort, right? We put an effort which are having more demand in the market. From EDR perspective, CrowdStrike is number one. While from SOAR perspective, even SOAR perspective, Cortex SOAR is having more deployment. Cortex, Palo Alto Cortex is more deployment. Palo Alto also have the EDR also, Cortex EDR, but it is not leader like their CrowdStrike. That is the reason we have selected different product which have more demand in the market.
And what about the Defender one, Microsoft Defender? It's also an EDR, right?
Defender is also EDR, but if you see the Gartner report, right, it is not on top.
Because I have seen many people are using the even Defender for the on-prem one.
Yeah. On Defender also you can use. Defender is same as this one only, but it is not a leader. However, if you work on one EDR, you can work on any kind of solution. Same like same. If you work on one SIM, the concept remains same for other SIM as well, right? So instead of going multiple, not required. These are not big tool like SIM. EDR XDR is not a big tool like SIM, right? SIM is very broad product. EDR XDR is small tools, not very big. Got it? So let's log in. So for whenever you take the remote access, right? For example, this server I have taken remote access.
Sir,
So
what is a Docker?
whenever you
Are we,
huh,
I mean, are we going to use it in SOC?
no, we are not going to. You do your own research first. You just search what is Docker. Okay, so
Because most of the job description they have asked the Docker, are we know or like that? So.
not most of the. I don't know which job description you have seen, but from SOC perspective, you will not see. So whenever you working on the Jump server, right? Once your work is done, do not go. People are going here, and instead of signing out, they are clicking on shutdown. That is the reason server getting shut down, right? Once your work is done, you just close it from here. Right click, just go it here, cross, and click on. Okay, just do like this. Do not shut down the server. Okay, so again you have to do. It might be once you log in, there will be many sessions will be open already, right? Active already, disconnected already. You can select any of the session. Okay, but do not, do not log out. If you log out, it's good to log out, but people are doing the mistake, right? Making the mistake and shutting down the server. Going here and they're clicking shut down instead of sign out, right? So do not sign out, just disconnect from here. Okay, let's log in the console. ये कंसोल अटका हुआ है, मैं यहाँ से क्लोज करता हूँ टास्क मैनेजर से. This is very crowded. I got so many response. I'm not able to respond people because there is no training available outside. And this one we have limitation. Why? Because it's cloud based. So we cannot create number of account here to give the lab access. Especially for this tool. Okay, so now let me close. So you understand, right? How to create, how to create active channel, right? How to search the logs. I hope you guys have done the practice on the lab.
Yes, sir.
Using operator,
Yes, sir.
you have
Yes,
seen
sir.
what result is coming, right?
Yes, sir.
So one way for this one is, for example, active channel, right? You have created active channel. You can right click and showcase active channel. You can see it here. If you want to filter out some more, for example, if you want the event for this particular device address, for example, right? So you have to double click and open it here and add the query here, right? So you have the option like Excel kind of, for example, I have only device vendor called Microsoft, right? Let me delete this query, right click and delete. Only I keeping here device vendor called Microsoft, right? For example, only this channel you have created where you kept device vendor ArcSight, Microsoft Windows, right? If you want to filter out further logs, so you have Excel kind of filter option in ESM that is called inline filter. You can see no filter as of now is written, no filter, right? So you have the inline filter kind of option. अरे डेट लॉक नहीं आ रहे. टुडे इज 5th, राइट? माइक्रोसॉफ्ट. अच्छा ये टेक्स्ट ऑफ है क्या? ऑफ तो नहीं है, डिलीट लॉक्स क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? डिवाइस वेंडर इक्वल टू माइक्रोसॉफ्ट. 1 घंटे कोई भी लॉग नहीं है इसमें. Whatever logs are not coming.
I think you closed from a task manager. Test logs close कर दिया.
हाँ नहीं, this test connector is running test alert connector, so log should be there.
Microsoft case sensitive.
Microsoft. But it is correct, right? Spelling is correct. Microsoft spelling correct. Let's see. Let me check on test alert connector. I think storage might have got filled something. Let me check. लॉक्स तो हैं, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट के लॉक्स हैं. लास्ट 2 आवर्स. स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक है क्या? माइक्रोसॉफ्ट की स्पेलिंग सही है ना?
सही है सर.
लॉक्स क्यों नहीं आ रहा है फिर? यहाँ तो है लास्ट 2 आवर्स के लॉक्स. डिवाइस वेंडर इक्वल टू का ये 948 के जस्ट नाउ ओनली 948. Any mistake? Nine 945. Device vendor equal to Microsoft. How it is possible? No, the same. No, minus 3 hours. 945. Now minus 1 hour. और 5 ही तारीख है ना आज. लेकिन मैं 9 माइनस ये रेफरेंस नहीं हो रहा है क्या? 9 माइनस 1 आवर क्यों दिखाया जब मैंने वो वर्स किया तो? नहीं, कुछ रेफरेंस का प्रॉब्लम है इसको. यूज करते हैं इसको. It should not have a name. This. अच्छा. अपडेट फेल्ड. अच्छा, मुझे लगता है अभी कुछ क्रिएट नहीं हो रहा है. आई थिंक टेबल इज फुल. अभी देखो क्रिएट करके देखते क्या. अच्छा, हो तो रहा है इसमें. मुझे लगता है कि सिस्टम स्टोरेज फुल हुआ होगा, लॉग नहीं आ रहा है. Let me log in the command center and see the system storage.
Or maybe just simply delete the filter and create once again, because it happened with me in the company.
But this should not happen. Current size, maximum size. Default size. अच्छा, साइज तो काफी बाकी है. 9 में से. अच्छा, इसमें तो लॉक्स आ रहा है. So, ये अपडेट नहीं हो रहा, अपडेट फेल हो रहा है. सो अच्छा. Okay, let me create a new channel, okay, and give the device vendor equal to Microsoft. 9 hours, 2 hours I'm giving. I'm device vendor, I'm giving just Microsoft, okay. Let me go just 2 hours logs will show here for Microsoft. Now you see, we can call the field set. Field set we have not called right now. So if I call the field set here, right click, column, field set, select field set. No, you can see, for example, now you want device product should be Microsoft Windows, right? So if you want device product vendor Microsoft product should be Microsoft Windows, right? Then you have to edit the query. You have to double click it here, it will open, and then you have to edit the query. So you have something in Excel, you can apply the filter, right? Similarly, you have also option to apply the filter here only, the inline filter. You can see just pencil sign, pencil. Just you can see it here. Just open that. What I have done, this pencil sign, just click on pencil sign. You want device product should be Microsoft Windows, right? Just click it here. And you write device product वाला option है, फिर इसके अच्छा थोड़ा सी overlap है, ये field overlap है यहाँ पे. Device product you want Microsoft Windows, right? Just copy it here and paste it here. Make sure there is no space, right? Once I click it here and click on apply, click outside and then click on apply. You can see the query will be added. Device product will be Microsoft Windows under end operator. I don't need to click and apply, go on this, add it again and add that option end operator. You can filter out here only. Any filter, for example, now if you want category behavior should be category output should be failure, you want, right? Just click on a inline filter and select this category control failure, right? Click it here. Copy name, Control C. Failure, makes sure there's no difference, right? Click on apply. You can see under end operator is where we added. Category outcome should be failure, right? No need to. So once you do the investigation, right? You want to filter out here, you can do, you're going to filter out here only. Get it mind? So no need to go on the parent condition. Once you save this active channel, right? If you click it here and save this active channel, click on save. You can see it added here, right? Yes or no? Maybe you don't have to add it, double click and go here and add it here. You can do it directly from here. Anyway, it has been added on the main condition. So if you want to, for example, you want from device address, this one, under device address, you can add it. So it will show you particular device, right? For example, username, you want the log for user in SoRite only, right? Click it here, Control C here and click the user SoRite. It will show you the user for SoRite. For example, now if you want from SoRite and admin, 2 users you want. Means under, see, if you write any condition here, it will add under end condition. But if you want to write or, you want for admin and SoRite for both the user, right? So what you can do is, in that case, first of all, you have to write for the admin, Control C, and you write 1 minute. Destination username is equal to admin. How can write for if I want for this one also for SoRite? Then where we can write? In below. Get it? You can click on add. You have the option, right? Multiple columns can be added. Get it? So I'll click it plus sign and add icon here. It will add under multiple columns when you write multiple row. It will add. It will consider as OR operator. If same column if you are writing, it will consider as AND operator. What do you mind? Clear? What I'm saying? If you want not from this, not equal to, for example, not equal to admin, then you click just this icon. 3 dot, right? Then instead of equal, you can use not equal to, in, contain, start with, end with, is, all are there. Get me? Just click on that. Right now we have used AND operator. So equal operator, it will equal. Get it? So you just click on 3 dots, it will show you all the options, whatever you want. Okay, clear? So I want for the users to write an admin, so I have added here, click on apply. You can see under operator or destination is admin or so right. Get it? So this is a colors inline filter, right? So doing the investigation in analysis, you can apply inline filter. Just here, like Excel, you apply the filter, right? Similar Excel kind of filter you can apply here, or once you do the analysis. Got it right? Clear? So now, so if any result you want to export, right? For example, once you do the actually you want to export the log in the CSV format, Control A, click on Control A, right click, and which option you have to select? Export, then event channel. Okay. Then where you want to save? You want to save on desktop, click on desktop, right? Give the logs, for example, Windows log, what do you want to give the name. So here again you have to select the field set, right? Where you have to select the field set. All in channel, selected row only, selected, all in channel, or selected row only. If you, so this is 7.5 version, they have given the option. Previously, you have to select the field set again here, but right now we don't have to select. You have to select it here. You can see column, go on the column and select the field set, what field set you want. If you selected, if you click on Control A, it will show you all the field set which is the part of current channel. Okay, so if you want different field set, go on the select and select the field set. For example, my window, select it here. Click on OK. Export. You can see it will export on the desktop, and export it. Okay. का नाम दिया था मैंने यार, ये it will not open in jump server. Okay, jump server, this XCSV file will not open because we have single Microsoft license. But jump server, many people are logging in, so you will not be able to open this file. But if you want to open CSV that you have downloaded, Control C from your server and Control V to your desktop, means copy paste to your desktop and then open it. Okay, all right. So the log that we have downloaded, you can see in the CSV file. Only CSV you can download. Clear? Clear this concept? Everybody, any confusion?
Yes, sir.
Sir, please repeat it.
Sir, small doubt.
Yes.
If I see account is successful, as per SOC perspective, what action we need to take?
For what successful?
Account successful, like any user account got successful.
Successful,
From external attacker.
Why we need successful? You can create a rule for that. If there are multiple login failure, then successful. We may call this as a successful brute force attack, right? But
yeah.
Login, there is no action required because we have given access for people, right? So that they can successfully log in. Yes or no?
Yeah, like from external attackers, he tried to access my account, so he got successful. So what action you need to take?
See, external attacker, because attacker will not be able to log in a single attempt, right? If single attempt is able to log in, that means it's a password sharing. Or account is already compromised, you might have given credential to person. Brute force attack, it is not possible for single attempt only. It is one of the rarest situation. So we will be only interested if there are multiple login failure, for example, 100 login failure, then success. It can be called a successful brute force attack. Get it? So in that case, we can create a rule, successful brute force attack, and we can write the condition if there are 100 login failure within 2 minutes, within 5 minutes from particular user. If after this many hundred of login failure, if the successful login attack, successful login happen, then we should get an alert, because this can be a successful brute force attack.
Okay, and one more question, like one more doubt. If account is lockout alert is generated in ESM, so what action I need to take?
If account is
account lockout alert generated, so
right,
what
see,
action I need?
account lockout, no need to take any action for account lockout. No need, because account lockout means, right, in the companies nowadays, if you watch my video, brute force attack, I have explained you in that video, which I have given homework to you as well. See, account lockout means if there are 3 or 5 login failure happens, right? For critical account, 3. In company generally have 3 to 5 login attempt. If multiple times if you log in with wrong credential, account will got locked out. This is from security perspective, so that if it is actually attacker, right, which are trying with multiple password with trial hint method, right, account will get locked out. If account will get locked out, even though you're entering right credential, also will not be able to log in, right, because account has been locked out. This is from security perspective only. However, interview may ask sometime if you created multiple Windows login failure attempt, right? Brute force attempt, 15 in 1 minute. But generally 50 login failure, before 50 login failure, before 5 login failure only, your account will got locked out. Then why you create this alert, high number of Windows login failure? Because anyways your account is secure, right? After 5 login failure only, the account will get locked. So even attacker try 100 times, 200 times, 1000 times, still account will not, user will not get access, your attacker will not get the access. Then why do you need to create this particular alert, right? This question must be arise and can be arise during the interview. The reason here is we understand
Yeah, good.
our account is secure. Why? Because we have implemented the lockout policies. That means attacker cannot compromise our machine, especially when we implement the lockout policy. Get in mind? But for example, it's a Windows related, right? Windows related systems are having internal IP address, meaning person who is inside only connect to the net, to your network, can only access those Windows machine. Yes or no? If you see high number of Windows login failure, even though your account is locked out, right? But you should know that somebody is inside. Yes or no? Somebody inside who is trying to log in, means some machine from which the connection is coming must have compromised.
Yeah, okay.
Get in mind, that is the, for that perspective only we are creating this alert. We know that our machine is secure. Or certain times, we create service account. Service account means some of the services, and they take the exception policy, no account lockout. Account should not be locked out. In those cases, maybe service account get compromised. Get in mind? And even if it is not getting compromised, you should come to know, right, that machine is infected. We can do the further investigation, how the machine is infected, which machine is infected, attacker is doing the brute force, right? We can gather information from proxy log, from email gateway logs to collect how the machine got compromised. Yes or no? Because Windows machine, people can log in from inside only, inside the network only. It's very important to collect the information, even though our account cannot be compromised because of the lockout policies. That's the reason this high number of Windows login failure or Windows brute force attempt, when you see multiple login failure, we consider this alert as a low severity. Why low severity? Because we understand the machine cannot be compromised because of the lockout policies.
Yes, exactly.
So why service account is not a lockout policy?
What?
Like why service account don't have a lockout policies like Windows interactive?
Sorry, your voice was not clear. I could not understand what you said.
I'm audible, sir. I'm audible now.
Yes.
Like why you just told like a service account they don't have any lockout policies. So like the reason why
Who does not have lockout policy?
Service account.
Service account. Because service account, I'm not saying that it does not have lockout. For certain regions, certain applications, they are using certain service account, right? Might be they have, because of some reasons, they might have taken the account policy exceptions, right? Because what happens is sometimes if service account got locked out, right? So in that case, their service will get stopped, right? The application, the script that you are running, it will get stopped, right? So sometimes the owner may request for non-lockout account, as well as password should not ever expire. those service account, because any service is running using those account, if password get expire also, the service will get stopped because of the password expire. In some few cases they may go for a non-lockout account also in some cases.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Get
So
your point?
those accounts, they are not. Yes, I got it. And
They are not
those
using
accounts also use the
huh.
human.
Service accounts are non-interactive account, means how I've taken the remote access to the server, right? I cannot take the remote access, means those are non-interactive account. Interactively, you cannot take the remote access. Those are only for some backend login, like your script, right? Any script that you schedule net to log in on the system, right? For those are not interactive account. Those are non-interactive account. Whatever, only for some services to run. Okay, got it?
Yes, I got. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see this inline filter option, right? Whether you can filter out the logs here, and you can see you can download, right? However, you have another option called as report. For long time, because it's 7 days, 15 days report you want, right? Again, you have to run the channel, then you export to a report, right? This is image pretty fast. Why? Because this is lab environment, right? I have signed huge resources, 64 GB of RAM memory, 16 core of CPU, even though it is lab environment, right? In the corporate environment, enterprise environment, where we have huge logs are coming in, right now we have only 1000 EPS, even less than that, even per second, 500, 200, 300 even per second. But we are in the company will have 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 even per second. Many people are logging in on the ESM. Many rules are already added, enabled on the real time. So you will see the high utilization of the resource. In that case, the query will be slow. So what I have done is, right now I have exported the logs on the ESM, and in no time only a log has been exported. But it may not happen on the real time. Why? Because of ESM is already too much occupied, right? So if you are searching the log, then exporting the log, it might be slow. Or if you are doing this too many activities, right? This activity, you will feel the slowness. Other people will also feel the slowness, right? So active channel, running active channel and exporting the logs, it's taking more resources, right? So instead of doing this, you can have the report option. You can go with the report option. In the report option, what will happen? In the report option, you can create the report, right? And just run the report. It will not show you the result on the console. It can download it directly on your system, on the CSV format, Excel format, PDFs, and HTML kind of format, right? In the active channel, you can only export the log in the CSV, while on the report you have CSV, XLS, PDF, HTML, multiple format you have to export the data, right? But active channel only CSV. So when you are looking for long report compared to active channel, right? 7 days, 10 days. So better you go for the report option instead of going with the active channel exporting the result. Also, we can schedule the report also. For some logs you want to analyze daily basis, right? For example, my ESM is pretty new deployment of the SIM happened currently, right? Recently, we don't have enough correlation role to find out to detect all the suspicious activities, right? In that case, you can do the manual log analysis also. Download the firewall report and check it out. What are top 10 ports? We understood last class, right? What are top 10 ports traffic is going? What are top 10 sources, right? If you see unusual activity, you can report it or take the action, right? So once we have the ESM and we have enough role to detect any activity, you might not do the log analysis. But on the early stages, you might have to do the log analysis to find out any manual threat activities. Get I mean? For example, you are doing an analysis on a daily basis morning, you are downloading the report, Windows report, firewall report, IPS report, Linux report, antivirus report, right? Downloading and doing the analysis. Downloading the report may take some time in the production, right? Maybe half an hour, 1 hour you are wasting just to download the report. So in the report option, you have schedule report option also. You can schedule the report. Firewall report you want in the morning, you can schedule the report. It will run on the night time during non-peak hours, right? And morning once you come, it will available on the email box. Or it report will run in the night time only. You can just download the result in the morning, right? Both the options you have, either get into the email box report extra attachment, or a report will run automatically in the night time. You just download the report from the console, right? Many times you might have to download the report because email notification may not work because in the corporate environment you have limited size of particular email attachment size, 20 MB, 30 MB, right? Sometimes firewall report may be 3 GB, 5 GB also, even 10 GB also in the Excel, right? In that case, if you schedule in the email will not be delivered because email size is limited to 20 MB, 30 MB, right? In that case, you can schedule the report will run automatically and extract the data. Morning, you come and directly download the report. Got it? So let's explore the report.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Can we integrate ArcSight connector with Splunk?
Means how you want to integrate? What is your objective?
Like I'm collecting the logs from connector and giving the output to
Yes, you can do
Splunk.
that. You can do that, but only thing is you will not see. You will not see out of the box add-on for that. Means in Splunk there's an add-on for normalization. So because ArcSight fields are different and Splunk fields are different, right? So in that case, what you have to do is you have to
use Elasticsearch.
normalize. You have to create the parser yourself and normalize it.
So Elasticsearch will be the other option also.
See, anywhere you can forward. You have seen, right, in ArcSight connector destination setting, we have seen ArcSight logger, ESM, apart from the CSV, raw syslog, multiple options you have, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to see send normalized log to Splunk, you select syslog normalized, right? Raw syslog also you can select where it can forward the device specific field set, right? You can get it normalized on your Splunk because normalized fields are different for ArcSight, different for Splunk, different for Curada, right? Those companies are using their own field set. So you can forward the logs to any of the SIM, third-party SIM, you can forward the logs from the connector, right? Similarly, for Splunk calls, Splunk forwarder can forward the logs to any of the SIM tool, any of the syslog intermediate server. You can do that. The only thing is you have to, normalize the logs accordingly.
Okay.
Got it? Clear, right?
Yes, sir. Clear.
So now we're talking about the report action, right? So in report, of course, if you want to looking for a log, you have to mention the condition, right? Then select time. Based on that only you can create the report. So in the active channel, you have to write the condition active channel itself, right? Then you can call the field set as well as you can run the channel for what period logs you're looking for. Yes or no? But in the case of a report, there is a separate resource. Go on the report, then there is something called as query and then report. In the query, first of all, if you want to create a report, right? First of all, you have to create the query. On the query, you give the condition, you give the field set, define the field set, right? What what field you are looking for in the report, right? Apart from that, if you want to customize the format, for example, you're looking for PDF report, right? PDF. If you want some special font, you can select the font. You want some header, footer, right? That also can be added in the report, PDF report, right? So in the query option, you have condition is mandatory, right? Conditions are mandatory. Apart from the field set, what field you want to in the report. This format also you can change if you want, right? But generally you never required. You always keep it default because most of the time we will throw CSV. But if you want to share some report to the client, you want header, footer or something, that can be added, right? So once you call the query, you also create the query, you call the query on the report. In the report, we just call the query as well as for what period you want to run the report, just select it. And you can run it manually or you can schedule it also for the specific time. Get mind? Clear this? So let's create a query. Let's go in the report section, create the query first, then call that on the report and run the report. Sorry. मौसम बहुत खराब है यार यहाँ का इस समय. Okay, you can see my screen, right? Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go on the report option. You can see there is an option called report. Go on the report option. Now you can see you have option query and report, right? First of all, you want query, right? For example, you want blue code proxy report, right? So first of all, you have to right click and create new query. The query name you have to write blue code proxy report, blue. Report a query, whatever name you want to give. By default, you can see now -1 day is selected, right? Let's keep this time as it is, only all those stuff, because we can change while we are running the report, that time and everything we can change. So I'm keeping this default time in -1 day. Just keep the name only. Field set. So what field set you want to report? Just click column. So proxy perspective, what field set you want, right? You have to select manually. Device related field set, you have to select manually. If you have already created a field set, right, to proxy, you can just click it here and select the proxy. Anybody has created proxy field set? Anybody has created a proxy field set? Anyone who has created? किसी किसी ने तो क्रिएट भी नहीं किया है. फील्ड सेट किसी ने क्रिएट नहीं किया क्या? प्रॉक्सी का फील्ड सेट किसी ने क्रिएट नहीं किया है. Anyways, so whatever field set you get, either select manually or you can select the field set. For example, Microsoft, I have selected this field set. So even though you are selecting this field set, right? So you have to select manually only. Again, checkbox. Get a point? So if you have created already field set, create the field set, select the field set. Clear this, right? You have to click on checkbox. When you select the field set also, but still you have to select the field set. Okay, randomly I'm selecting like this, but you should create a proxy field set or you should check them manually. Okay, so first of all, we have got name and select a field set what we are looking for in the proxy report. Then you have to give the condition here. Condition, right? Device vendor product. So if you know that from blue code only proxy we have, right? So you can define just vendor also, right? So no need to define the product, because anyways we have only from blue code we only have proxy device vendor. Anybody remember the relation? Remember, it is blue code or blue space code? It is like this or different?
Blue code like this.
I can make a case insensitive for now because I'm not sure. So I'm given case insensitive. Okay, blue code. Now click on apply. We just given the name, field set, and condition, right? Click on apply. You can see the query will be created here. You can see the query has been created, proxy query report, whatever you want to write, you can write it. So you can see the query has been created, right? Now you have to go in the report. Right click and click on new report, right? New report. So same name you give, blue code, whatever name you want to, blue code proxy report. Okay, template here, not only not on query, here you have to create the template. If you want to change the template, what font you want, right? A text if you want anything, date, time, and anything, right? You can define background color, right? You want to change the color, right? You can define the changes in the color. So that is generally we give it default, we do not change it, right? But if you want to explore, you can explore it. Now click on data. You have to select the query. In order to get the report, first of all, it should have a condition, right? Because the report we are not defining the condition we are defining the query. You have to select the query. Clear? Once you select the query, click on apply. So you just have to define by default name and you select the query here. Click on apply. You can see local proxy report has been created, right? So now you want to run the report. So by default on the query we have given now minus 1 day, right? So by default when I run this report, right click and run the report. There's a report and report with default. If I select report with default, by default PDF format has been defined as well as now minus 1 day. But if you want to change, just click on report. You can see by default format is PDF. You can see PDF, XLS, RTF, CSV, HTML. These are the different format on which I can download the report. I want in CSV, so I can select a CSV option here, right? Apart from that, now minus 1 day, but if you want now minus 2 days or a specific date to a specific date time, you can select which date to which date, which time to which time, start time and end time also you can modify. Yes or no? So just click on OK. I'm just searching for now minus 1 day, so I'll keep it default. Click on OK. You can see generating report. Once it generate, it will give you the pop-up. You can see pop-up given. Click on save. Where you want to save, click on desktop. Yes. Blue code proxy report. Where is that? You can see blue code proxy report. So you can see we have the logs, right? But we have selected random field set. That's the reason these fields are blank, right? If you select the respective field set only, so whatever data being whatever field set are capturing data, you select those field set only. Observed only. Observed means allowed. Observed means just observed, just capture on the logs, right? Observed means allowed in particular website. Okay, that's the reason is device section is observed here. Means it's allowed. Okay, so you can see there is a blocker proxy report, right? We have selected only this field set decision, this field set are blank, is not capturing as a field set on the proxy report. Got it? Clear? So you just copy those report from your server to desktop, right? To see the result, because in the server it may not be opening. Clear, right? So any report somebody requested the report, right? You can create a query, right? You can create the query, then you can create a report, call the query in the report. It will be faster compared to active channel. It will take less resources also, and it will be faster. Understand? Any confusion? Yes.
How can I schedule these reports to over a mail?
I will tell you. So this is clear, right? Okay.
Yes.
Let me come on the board. Clear, right? So any report you want, any condition, you write a condition, get the report, right? Let me come on the board now. अरे तो स्टार्ट तो 9 बजे की है ना आज। नहीं ब्रेक नहीं, एक साथ ही ब्रेक लेंगे एक साथ। ज्यादा मेरा हिम्मत भी नहीं है, एक साथ ही ब्रेक लेंगे आज।
सर तबीयत ठीक नहीं है तो रेस्ट कीजिए फिर आज।
नहीं हाँ रेस्ट करेंगे, थोड़ा सा सेशन ले लेते जितना पॉसिबल होता है, so that you guys will get the work right for this week. Otherwise if अगर वो वीकेंड बैच नहीं होता तो मैं छुट्टी ही लेता। But I thought it's a weekend batch, right? So at least something we can cover so that you will be able to do it on the lab. So report. So report as of now that you created, what you have given? First of all, for report, you have created a query, right? You created the query, right? Yes or no? In the query, we define the condition, field sets. Yes or no? And then we call the query on the report. Yes or no? So for example, you created this query, right? And call on the report. So you selected on the report now minus 1 day. Now minus 1 day you have selected, right? So now means right now what is the time? 10:27, right? In the report you have selected now minus 1 day. Yes or no? In the report you have selected now minus 1 day. Once I run this report, right now it is 10:27. 10:27 to yesterday 10:27. It will run. So when I run the report at the same time, the query will go to the database, right? And look for, whatever is a proxy report, look for now minus 1 day means search on the database, immediately go to the database and search for last 1 day logs. So as soon as you run this report at the same time, the query will go into the database, right? And searching for the logs. So, search for the logs. So it may be taking time, right? Because it is at the same time only it is searching for the log, right? So, so whatever logs you search, it will search and it will display on the report. Whatever you have downloaded as CSV PDF format, it will display, right? That means if I'm creating a report based on the query, and once I run the report, at the same time, all the query will go to the database and search for the log. Yes or no? For example, morning time, 7, 8 o'clock, whatever time you come in the office, you want to do the log analysis, right? Firewall logs, Windows log, IPS log, router log, right? So you create such a report and you can run this report manually. So you have to analyze 4, 5, 6 reports, right? And in the company, the report size will be huge, right? So taking some time for you to download the report. Because at the same time, the query going database, many people has logged in that time in the ESM, many rules are also firing. ESM is already too much occupied. At the same time, only you are running this logs. Running this query, right? Yes or no? So, but 4, 5, 6 report that you have to analyze on daily basis, you are running, maybe take about half an hour, 1 hour for you to run the report and download the report and start doing the analysis, right? Taking time. Yes or no? But you are thinking that it's not happen in this way. Morning, once I come, the logs should be available, the report should be available. I should not wait for 1 hour to download the logs. Yes or no? In this case, you have the option to schedule the report. Means you can schedule the report, okay, because once you come in the morning time, yes, many people has logged in, employees also logged in, and many of the logs are being generated. So ESM is too much busy. At that time, once you run the report, it's taking time because you are searching the log for last 24 hours, right? Means yes, 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. yesterday, 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. yesterday. But morning, once you come, ESM is too much occupied. It's taking time for ESM to retrieve the logs, right? But you think that when I come in the morning, report should be available for me. I should just start doing analysis. I should not spend 1 hour download the report. So you have the option the ESM to schedule the report. Means you can define what time report should run and gather the data. Get it? And capture the data on the ESM. So what you can do is in ESM you have the option to schedule the report, right? Night time, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, when ESM utilization is less people has logged in on the ESM, as well as less people are there in the company. So less logs are coming, means less utilization of the resource in the ESM. So you can schedule the report on non-peak hours, that is called as non-peak hours, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. You can schedule the report at 2 o'clock. My report, the query should go to the ESM on 2 o'clock and check for 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. last 24 hours logs, right? And once logs retrieve, it should send as an attachment on the email. That is good, right? First of all, report is also running on the non-peak hours night time. It will not impact other users, other functionality of the ESM, as well as it can also be sent to the email box. So you don't have to download also. Get it? So you can schedule the report as well as an action, you can send it to your email. But it is not possible all the time to send an email. Why? Because email size is limited. Maybe 20 MB, 30 MB. So small report, you can send a notification, but big report which have more size in GBs, 1 GB, 10 GB, 10 GB, 15 GB, right? You cannot gather on the email. Then shall we schedule those report? The answer is yes. If you schedule the report, what will happen is, as an action, you might not configure to send an email, but report should run and collect the data. So that morning you can just save the data, right? What will happen is, in order to create the report, schedule the report, there is a resource called a trend. Under the report, there is another resource called as trend. So in this case, what we have to do is trend. Again, trend will use the query writing the condition. Even if you set in the report, right, the condition will be taken from the query only. So instead of query to directly call in the report, you have to call the query in the trend, and trend in this case you can call in the report. So here we have to schedule a trend. Get mind? So एक मिनट पानी लेके आता हूँ. Just hold on. I'll take water. Okay, sorry. So what I'm saying, trend you can schedule, right? So trend you can define at what time the trend should run, right? For example, you want trend to be run by 2 o'clock, right? Because 2 o'clock there is less load. 2 a.m. trend should run, and what log it should run? Now minus 1 day, for example, last 24 hours. But now you define now is which time? Now is 2 a.m. or now is different. So now you can define, for example, 12 a.m. 12 a.m. today to 12 a.m. yesterday. Get one? Trend should run by 2 a.m. and look for now minus 1 day log. And now minus 1 day is 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. yesterday. Get it? So 2 a.m. the trend will run and search the logs, and it will search the log for 2 a.m. to 2 a.m. yesterday. 2 a.m. yesterday to 2 a.m. before yesterday. 12 a.m. yesterday to 12 a.m. before yesterday. And it will run by 2 a.m. It will send the query to 2 a.m. So trend will just send the query to the database by 2 a.m. and it will search for the log for 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. yesterday before yesterday. Once the query will run, it will gather the data, trend will gather the data, and that data will be stored on the trend table. Trend will create a small table within the database, and whatever trend you run, it will store the data on the trend table, a smaller table. inside the database, right? And store the logs. Store the log on trend table, right? Now you have a report. You can also schedule the report. Schedule the report if you want to get in the email, right? You can define. So report will get the data from the trend table from trend, right? Trend will run by 2 a.m. You can ask report to collect the data from trend table by 2:30 and send it. You can define the email ID, send it to this particular email. So report will run by 2:30 and will get the data from trend table and will send notification email to your email ID where you can find the attachment, right? Or for in case report is big, so you can't schedule it to send the email. So do not schedule the report. Schedule only trend, right? One trend will run. It will keep the data on the trend table. Morning you come, run this report based on trend. You'll get the result immediately. Why? Because once you run this report, it is not going to the database. It is just searching on the trend table. And trend table is small table. Database is this much big, while trend table is small table. Immediately, you'll get the result. So if you're downloading manually also, you'll get the faster result compared to directly report, query-based report, right? So you can create a trend-based report for faster getting the result, right? So trend only we are scheduling for the report which have certain frequency, right? Every day, every minute, every hours, every 2 hours, every 4 hours, every 30 minutes, right? Which have certain frequency, which you want regularly. Yes or no? One time report, we are not scheduling. One time report, anytime you can pull, right? Ad hoc report, ad hoc request, right? Ad hoc means whenever you want, ad hoc. And schedule means which have certain frequencies, right? Which have certain frequency. For that perspective, only we create the report. Daily report you want, or every 5 minutes, some result you want, you can schedule the trend and get the result every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 1 hour, every 5 hours, every 6 hours, every day. For that perspective, we use trend. So trend is used to schedule the report. So you understand query-based report and trend-based report. Query-based report, whenever you run the report, the query will send to database that time only, right? For ad hoc request, ad hoc query, ad hoc report, we can use query-based report, right? While the report which have certain frequencies, every day, 1 day, every 2 days, or every hours, you can schedule the report using the trend. Trend will run on the given time, retrieve the result, and keep it under trend table. And that trend you can call for the report. So the result will be faster, as well as report also you can create a schedule to send an email. You'll get the email attachment, or report you can run in the morning. It will just gather data from the trend table. Get it? Understand? Clear? So let's do it practically. Let me share my screen now. So this is the rare scenario actually. Maybe you will see in the company, you may not create the report trend, right? So this is the only question from the interview perspective. What is the difference between the query and trend? Or report, query and trend, right? What is query-based report or trend-based report? Right? You can define that as an example. There is no definition, but you can define by using the examples. Clear? Let me share my screen. Okay, so first of all, you have to click on trend. Okay, so first of all, the query, first of all, you have to create the query, and then query you have to create a trend. For example, you want Microsoft Microsoft Windows event. So first of all, you have to create the query, Microsoft Windows, right click and create new query. Just an example, I'm giving Windows report, new query, Windows report, right? A Windows query, whatever name you want to give. I'm just giving the short name. Keep it default. Go on the field set, whatever field set you want. I select the Windows field set. But this is you have to select. Otherwise, if you do not click on checkbox, no field set will be added. Okay, so even you all the field set, you have to select the field set manually in checkbox. Okay, whatever field set you want, select those field set. Okay, now condition. So I'm just giving device vendor called Microsoft, for example. Microsoft. Click on apply. The query has been created, right? So in order to create the schedule the report, first of all you have to create a query. So query so Microsoft Windows logs query I have created. Device vendor Microsoft. Now I have to schedule the trend. Okay. So click on that, right click and new trend. So Windows trend, the Windows trend. Okay, Windows. I'm just writing the short name. Otherwise, for daily report, you should write the good name, Microsoft Windows daily report trend or something like that. So now you can see it here. By default, whenever I written here, you can see it asks me to select the query. है ना, condition तो define करना ही पड़ेगा ना. You have to define the condition, so you have to select the query. Select the query. I select the query now. Okay, you can see by default, you can see what it is saying. Once I click it here somewhere, it's saying occurs every hours, 0 minute. Every hours at 0 minute means every 1 hour. After the hours occurs every 1 hours. Our schedule will start at this date, today's date, 12 a.m. right? Means it is every hour. The report is by default, this trend will run by every hours. We have not changed it. By default, when you create it, the frequency will be where every 1 hour, and schedule will start by yesterday, today 12 a.m. means it was yesterday actually. Right? I'm not changing it here right now. This frequency will be changed on the rate and this stage here, right? Then later on will come, it will change it here. Okay. You got here trend interval 1 hours, right? Whatever we can change. Here it is not giving option to change, but here we can change every 1 hours, right? So if you want 1 hours, every 1 hour, you could do 1 hour. If you want only every 30 minutes, you can keep it 30 minutes here. So every 30 minutes, the query will run. Even if you want daily, you can see daily every 1 day. Every 2 days, you want to run for every 2 days, then select every 2 days, right? I want every 1 day, so I will give every 1 day. Get it? If once I click every 1 day, you can see it here, it doesn't change. Every 1 day. Yes or no? So every 1 day at what time? At what time? I want to run by 2 o'clock. The query should run to the data by 2 o'clock. So I'll keep the time 2 o'clock. Clear, right? At what time query should run? By 2 o'clock. You can see it here. Occurs daily at 2 a.m. Yes or no? And schedule will start at 12 a.m. So by default time is 12 a.m. Mean 12 a.m. yesterday to 12 a.m. day before yesterday. Get it? Now schedule range. Schedule range is which date to which date. You can see 5 August and end date is nothing, no end date. If you want daily report daily, if you want only for 1 week only, then you select 1 week time, last 1 week time. Right now we want it daily, we don't want any end date, so I'm not selecting any end date. Get it? Just give it default, then no end date. If you want the schedule only for 1 week, you want to schedule certain report, you select the 1 week time. So automatically after 1 week, it will get stopped. Okay. Because 12 a.m. Now parameter can see it here. Schedule will start at 12 a.m. right? Meaning it will look for the log at 12 a.m. yesterday, 12 a.m. before yesterday. Because see today minus 1 day. So today means 12 a.m. and 1 day means 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. Yesterday means every 1 day it will run. If you want change, you can select today minus 1 day or whatever time you want to. In hourly report now minus 1 hour, something like that. So daily report you want today minus 1 day. Get it? Clear? So report will run by 2 a.m. and it will look for data for 12 a.m. yesterday, 12 a.m. day before yesterday. Means what? नहीं 4 अगस्त नहीं सकते, 5 अगस्त को चेंज करना पड़ेगा. 5 अगस्त से 6 अगस्त करेंगे. अब पास्ट डेट में तो रन नहीं करेगा वो, बिकॉज इट इज इन पास्ट डेट, राइट? सो इट विल रन फ्रॉम even it is 5 written here 5, but it will run from 6 now because 5 is already passed. Either you change the date or automatically it will skip 5th because 5th is already passed, right? Clear? So you can see it here, we have scheduled the query we have defined. schedule will run by 2 a.m. means the query will be sent to the database 2 a.m. right every day, and it will look for last minus 1 day. Today minus 1 day means 12 a.m. to 1 yesterday log means 24 hours logs it will see. Okay, if you want to test whether it will run or not, click on test to check. You can see data is visible means your trend is correct, because trend logs you may not get it immediately, right? Because trend will run by tonight, then only if you run the report you'll get the result. If you run the trend right now, it will not show any result because trend is not run yet. Once by 12 a.m. it will run, 2 a.m. it will run, then next day you'll get the result. Get a point? So, but we have the data here. Why? Because means query is correct. That is, we got some data here, right? On the test. The query is correct. Click on apply. You can see the trend has been created, right? Now, based on the trend, you can create the report, daily Windows report, right? You can create one folder here, daily report folder. Why? Because these report will be daily Microsoft Windows report, daily firewall report, daily antivirus report, right? So you create one folder here because there are many other report will create. Generally, day report will be on public folder here, so that everybody can access it, not on personal folder, so that everybody can access it, right? So you under there only you could create one folder, a daily report folder. Daily report. Okay, right click and new report, daily folder. Daily, you start with daily Microsoft Windows report. Daily Microsoft Windows report. Okay, click on template. Now template, so now your data, click on, instead of query, now you have to select trend. Right? Your trend. Now select the trend here. Select the trend, this trend. Okay. Now go in the parameters. So today, so what report you want? Only a CSV, just keep CSV, right? Now you can see jobs option is freeze here. Job is used to schedule the report if you want to get an email. But once you create the report first time, this job option will be disabled. Click on apply once report is created, then you can add the report and go on the job, right? If I click on right now, okay. So you can see report has been created under daily report, but this report is not scheduled. Means automatically it not send any email or to report on your email box, right? So now you can right click and add this report, then now jobs option will be enabled. You can see job option, click on new job option, click on add new job, then you can see you can keep the report format you want CSV or some other, uncheck it here what you want, right? Then click on check, you want CSV, click on check and check CSV. Get it? So now email address you have defined email address, email address, right? So here uncheck email box, then you have to define the email address, email format, right? Any email format that you want, attach report or embed report or something like that. You want attach report, attach the report subject name. So what subject name you want on the report, right? You can define the report name. Get it?
Difference between email 2 and
what?
So there are two attributes, right? Email 2 and email 3. So what is the difference between both of them?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Come again.
There are two attributes. One is email 2 and another one is email addresses. So what is the difference?
Email 2, you have to select the user. You have to select the user to whom you are sending the email. Which user you are sending the email, right? Then you can select the user address and its email ID. Get it? So this is not a mandatory field set, but if you want to check to whom you are sending, right? Which user, any ESM user you are sending the report, right? You can select it here. But here you have to define the email ID here in this field. Okay. Once you get the email, for example, sulabh.misra, it will not go. As of now, email will not go. Why? Because we have not integrated SMTP email server with our ESM. We have to integrate ESM. Incorporate, it will be integrated SMTP server. Okay, give the report name, what report you want to name, you want to use the report name. You can see the $sign because it's a variable. You want to extract, for example, Microsoft Windows report for the device then under $sign device means anything you can export, you can, it's a, if you understand variable, right, using $sign. If you want to export, for example, device address, what is the device address? Under $sign, if you write, it will export from the result only. If you want simple report name, just give the manual what report name, right? So email subject line will be, for example, Microsoft Windows daily report. I have removed variable means $sign. So always, whenever report will come, set level Microsoft Windows daily report. Okay. Click on here, right? So now this is the email, detail, right? What is the schedule frequency? Schedule frequency. You have to select the frequency every day, every hours. So since query strand we have selected every hours, right? Every day. So this also you have to select every day. Every day, right? So report is 2:30, 2 o'clock. I think we have scheduled the trend. Then I will select it by 2:30 because 2:30 trend will run in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It will run and get the report result, right? So maybe I can run by 2:15. Right? In order to run the report to gather the data should be available on the trend table, right? Then only it will show you the data. If trend has not run, before that only you report the, you will not get any data. You will get previous day data. Because trend ran at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, previous day data will be refreshed with the new data. If you run the report before the trend has run, you'll get the previous day data. Get it mind? So every 2 hours, every 2 p.m. every day, data will be replaced with the new data on the trend. Okay. So 2:15 we are scheduling it, right? Click on apply. By 2 o'clock daily, 2:15 it will run, right? Click on apply. You can see it here. That report has been created and scheduled. Right? You can see the report icon. You can see it's a calendar icon, calendar, because this report is scheduled and this report is not scheduled. You can see the difference in the icon. Oh. Got it right? So this is not something that usually you create, right? Maybe company may not create, or maybe it's already created, right? But explore this option. It's not very, it's very straightforward. Just define the time and call the query, and you can schedule the report. Okay, just it's a schedule query. You can say it's a schedule query. In normal report, we run the report at the same time query will go to the database. Well, we can schedule the query by using the trend, right? And you can call the trend on the report. Report also you can schedule at what time. If you want to get an email, you can schedule it. Otherwise, manually also you can run the report. Okay, clear? Clear, everybody? Any confusion?
Yes,
So,
clear.
That's it for now from my end. I'm not 100% fit. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll start with correlation rule. Okay, you export this option now, picture and everything, report and all. Tomorrow we'll start with the correlation rule. So tomorrow and next weekend. So tomorrow, once I take the tomorrow session, right, correlation rule, then I will share some sessions which are which are important from interview perspective. Okay, so you can prepare it. So next week, I think we should be able to cover the complete ESM part.